Good morning, fans. This is your girl from Mel's Mat Chat, and this is your official Mel's Mat Chat preview and prediction of Summerslam 2023. How is everybody doing this morning? Hopefully, this will be up and gone by maybe 1 o'clock and whatnot. I'm recording this. I'm having issues with my internet, so I'm just going to do it this way and get it done. And I'm going to try to get you in and out of here in under an hour. But there's going to be like 2 or 3 topics before we get into the preview and predictions and the go home shows of Raw and SmackDown from Monday and last night. I was supposed to go live, but my internet, and I was exhausted. I was a little inebriated. I started day drinking around between 11:30 and 3:30. So I was like kind of like blitzed at this point. And so I just, at the hour of caution before I wanted to throw my computer across the wall, so I just, did the smart thing. So anywho, I said, well, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's here and whatnot, so it's going to be very, very well. So we are going to Detroit tonight. We're going to be in Detroit. We're going to be at Ford Field, and so far that the card is awesome tonight. The card is awesome. I cannot wait. I am really looking forward to this, and you already know Sunday I'm doing my review. I am not going to even fucking do this anymore. Fucking as soon as 11 o'clock, my ass is not moving out of my bed. 11 o'clock. I'm sorry, people. I need sleep. I go right to sleep, and I'm good to go the next morning. Get up early, get a cup of coffee in me, come back here, get a nice glass of juice, and we'll sit a spell. But I want to, before we get into this, and the 3 things that I want to push here and give you my thoughts on this. Please do me a favor and go check out the people over at Harry's, harrys.com. Visit their website for all your shaving and toiletry essentials. Do me a favor, please go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com and get all your beard essentials there. Please do me a favor, go check out the people over at Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com and visit their website for all your really righteous, murder-inducing thirst that you need, all the artillery that you're going to need. They have filtered spring water. They have filtered sparkling unflavored water. They have flavored water, and they have iced tea. So if you really want to stay low on the sugar and you want to have really righteous mixers, they're that. Then you want to do a little iced coffee, and you're running out of you're in the middle of nowhere. You can get the people over at Liquid Death, and you can take their cans and you can pour it into the like tea bag, ice cold brew coffee, and you yourself have a killer beverage. So go check out the people over at Death Wish Coffee. They have a brand new flavor, Nutella inspired. I kid you not. I am looking so forward to getting that flavor. Mixed with the pumpkin spice and mixed with the gingerbread and the vanilla. Girl, boy, whatever in between. You know this girl's going to get yourself hooked up. So go check out those lovely people. August 18th, HOG Wrestling, House of Glory, is going to be going to their next event, which is High Intensity 10. And if you want to see New Japan legend, veteran, Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on HOG World Champion Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder, go get your tickets at hogwrestling.net. If they're sold out, you could go subscribe to the Premier app, and it's $9.99 a month, or you could pay the yearly fee, whatever's easiest for you. Okay, now I'm going to address 3 monkeys in the room. We're going to address the Cody Rhodes documentary. I'm going to give you a little bit more insight on that. I'm going to give you my insight of what's going on in the women's wrestling. And then I'm going to go give you the addendum to that, which technically it's two, but it's making a third topic of conversation of why isn't Becky, Trish, and Rhea on why are they on there, and why am I for not them being on it? Because I am a woman and I should be with the women. Fuck that shit. Rhea Ripley doesn't need to be on there. Okay, let's start off with this, because this is more of a trigger with me. And I rarely get triggered, but this pisses me off, okay? Rhea Ripley is going to be at SummerSlam regardless of what you think. Fucking Judgment Day's member, Finn Balor, is going to be taking on Seth freaking Rollins, okay? Why wouldn't she even walk him out? So then, if Finn doesn't win, we have Damian Priest. And you know they're going to be there shenanigans. So everybody's going to be on that segment, okay? Rhea Ripley is also going to be, maybe Raquel Rodriguez comes in and says, you know, I'm sick of this. I want a title match and blah, blah, blah. I want to avenge what you did to Liv Morgan. There's going to be confrontation there. So that means she's part of the fucking pay-per-view. That means that she's going to have a role on there. She doesn't need a match. Fucking, are you going to complain about Roman Reigns not defending his title every fucking pay-per-view? So keep that energy. Who the fuck knows if Roman Reigns is either not going to defend the title at Payback, or he loses it tonight and there's not going to be a match at Payback for that title. Who says that Rhea Ripley doesn't get her flowers and they give her that pay-per-view? Wouldn't that be fucking awesome? To give her a main event, knowing that she couldn't close out WrestleMania with Charlotte. Tell me when I'm telling lies, okay? I have been a wrestling fan for 41 years, okay? Hold on. Yes, I've been a wrestling fan for 41 years because I started watching it when I was 3 months old. It is August now, all right? I was born in May. Do the fucking math, okay? So we have Becky and Trish. Becky and Trish doesn't need to be on SummerSlam. Why do they have to always be booked? Okay? Do you realize they're going into Canada in the next, week and a half? Who do they want to build Monday Night Raw? And they're going to be in fucking Monday Night Football territory. So for all the women fans out there, all the women's wrestling fans out there, don't you think it's about time that, we haven't had a fucking main event with women in ages? So we're going to put in Becky and Trish. I'm all for it. It gives them 2 fucking weeks to possibly, how about this? Oh my God, could be a gimmick match. Could be so that Zoe Starks can't get involved. How about it's a cage match? Trish has never been in a cage match. First time ever for her. And it's in Winnipeg. It's where her country is. So don't you think that's a little bit more important? And I can guarantee you, with all the hoopla, they're going to do that limited commercial. So that means you get to enjoy it, and then you could shut the fuck up. Okay? Now, speaking of the women's side of this whole situation, let's get to Lufutano, or Lufurto. I'm going to butcher her name. She worked with AEW. She came across at the what is it called? She went to work with them. She didn't sign with them. She just did her dates. I am sick to death with fucking goddamn gatekeeping in the women's locker room down there. All right? Tony Khan better fucking fix this and fix this fast. Because that means no woman is going to fucking sniff you. That means that if they're knowing what they're doing over there, guess what's going to happen? WWE is going to clean their shit up immediately. That means they're going to have welcoming women, and that means you're going to lose out on women's wrestling. All right? And I'm going to address the fucking bitch dentist, all right? I'm going to address you, Miss... I'm not even going to do Dr. Britt Baker anymore. You don't deserve that. Miss Britt Baker here. Probably sleeping with the boss, Britt Baker. The only reason why you were hired, darling, is to get the Undisputed Era boys. Tell me when I'm telling lies, because it just suddenly lines up with everything. We had the pandemic. They weren't going to re-sign them. Cole was not going to be doing anything. Vince wasn't going to touch him. So Tony kind of knew. Let me get at her so I can get Cole and those. Those were the fucking building blocks. They were their future. All right. So I see on her fucking social media. I see her going here, going there. Meanwhile, her poor boyfriend is at home. Okay? I understand he couldn't sit in the car and whatnot, but you know what? Why, knowing that she's favorable with Tony Khan, says, you know what? I'm going to take care of Adam. I want to be home. You know, I want to be by. God forbid something happens and I can't get back to him. Let's put another person in place of me, and once things get better and we're good, that I can start. No. She was at Jacksonville Jaguar games, which for those Pittsburgh Steelers fans, don't you feel a little betrayed about your hometown gal? Being in the owner's box of the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars, and then you go fucking kiss her ass. Disgusting. Disgusting. So moving on. Then Tony Khan hires fucking old WWE women's wrestlers. For the one person that has fucking worked her ass off to get back into the ring, what the fuck has she done? The shit that she hated, the makeup, the boob jobs, and all that shit, she has. She's a hypocrite. Can't respect a hypocrite. So for all those fucking bitches down there, please clip this. Please. Stop the shit. All right? And I'm seeing all the fucking goddamn women coming out. Oh, there's nothing wrong, and they're always welcoming. How much are you getting paid by Tony Khan? Oh, if you don't say anything, if you come out, and I'll throw you another $100,000 for your contract. Lovely, right? You're getting paid to keep your mouth shut, right? Sounds like a two-bit order to myself. I would never want to work for AEW now. I would never, because let me tell you something. If I was just a plain old worker, like a production or whatever, or, you know, just catering or something like that, knowing the size that I am, I wouldn't want to fucking work with those bitches. Not whatsoever. Because if they do it to this woman, and she has nothing to lose, they'll do it to anybody. So for the women that considering to go to AEW, don't. If you don't want to go to WWE, that's fine. Go to NWA. Go to Impact. Speaking of Impact, I fucking watched Impact, and I enjoyed it. The tag team match, give me all day. That was black and gold. That was NXT black and gold, and I felt like I was proud to watch that. I was hooked. I didn't even, you know what? I didn't even hear the commentary. I didn't even hear the commentary because the matches were so good. I did a Spaces while I was doing it. I'm going to try to do a Twitter Live, but I got to keep the volume extremely low because I don't want to get a content violation. So I'm surprised I didn't get one on Spaces, but yeah, I'm hooked. Thursday nights are now wrestling for me. I'm not going to be covering it on my show because I'll have 6 fucking shows to do, please. So, like, Thursday nights it'll be like Spaces, and like right before like Dynamite, Raw, and SmackDown do Spaces. NXT, if it keeps getting a little more interesting, probably this Tuesday because Dominic is going to be taking on, if I'm not mistaken, Dragon Lee, and Rey Mysterio is going to be in his in Dragon Lee's corner, and of course I got to see Mommy. I may do a Spaces for like 10-15 minutes to give you a rundown and give you my thoughts and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm hooked on Thursday, and this will be the 5th time. So it took me 5 times to fucking, get on the wagon here. So for the women in AEW, heed my fucking word. You treat people the way you want to be treated, and you're treating people like they're shit. Don't be surprised down the line you're going to get treated like shit. You had to been treated like shit before AEW was a thing, when you were trying out for a WWE. So now you're going to turn around and you're going to treat the fucking women the same way. That's hypocritical. I don't want to deal with fucking women's division in AEW anymore. It could go fucking flying off the fucking face of the earth. That's including the Ring of Honor. And I feel bad for Athena. Women's wrestling in AEW is fucking trash. And they're going to mask it up. They're going to think, oh, if we just do this, nobody will know. No, we will know. It's disgusting. And every one of them, from Britt Baker to Ruby Soho to Toni Storm to Saraya, women that legitimately are the forefront of the division, you should be ashamed of yourselves. How could you be so heartless? That woman had done nothing to you. She got an opportunity to be on live fucking television, and you fucking destroyed that for her. Kimberly, for Christ's sakes, retired because of this bullshit. Enough is enough. And then you wonder why fucking women's wrestling is not a draw. There, I said it. It's not a draw. And let me tell you something. You're not going to want to hear this. You're not going to want to hear this because all I do is spit truth and facts. When Stephanie McMahon was on the forefront of women's wrestling, we had the Mae Young Classic, the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. She's gone. Where is women's wrestling right now? In the shitter. Stephanie loved women's wrestling. She's a fucking former world champion herself. It was given to her, but she fucking put the work in. She went and trained. If you go back to SummerSlam, go back to SummerSlam 2013, where she took on Brie Bella, which I go back frequently to go watch. That was a fucking match. I am telling you. That was a fucking match. And I'm not joking. That was a fucking match. And I enjoyed every minute of it. And I actually I gave Brie Bella respect that night. She went out there. She was facing the fucking boss's daughter. And she overcame it. I give her my respect. Even though she was in a position that basically got handed to her. Whatever the case may be, but I gave her my respect because she actually fucking wrestled. And don't get me started what they could have done with Nikki Bella. Oh my God. Why didn't they bring her into the Authority as my fucking issue? She had turned on her sister. Stephanie could have had a fucking goddamn lackey. Because the women could have came after her like, oh, why did you do this? And yada, yada, yada. She could have been the Seth Rollins of the Authority. Of the women's part of the Authority. I would have respected her that much. I would have given her my respect. Like, been in a meaningful storyline. Being the boss's BFF. The little sister clique and everything like that. And then she would have earned the Divas Championship, and then I wouldn't have been so pissed off. It would have been great. It would have been fucking great. That is that. I'm team. I'm gonna Lufia. I'm on her side, and I'm completely supporting her. You should too. Go read her Instagram post. If I can, I'll screenshot it and I'll post it on Twitter. Go check it out. I was heartbroken for her. Heartbroken for her. Now on to something more positive. Cody Rhodes' documentary. I watched it, loved it, couldn't get enough of it. A little long, but I understood it. I wanted to have his brother, Dustin, to come in. But I know for reasons that we couldn't, but still is a little fucked up. But I don't know the story. I'm a little perturbed on it. But other than that, excellent documentary. I wasn't a big Brandy Rhoads fan. I know, shocking. I seen a side of her that I was legitimately gobsmacked. And I could not believe that she turned me. She turned me. Her husband was going through a shoulder surgery. I mean, I didn't have the exact same injury he had, but I had shoulder surgery. And knowing seeing what she was seeing with her husband, I'm saying to myself, my mother was in that position, seeing if, like, worrying that if I was going to wake up for my operation or not. And having to get it done in the work back and everything like that, where I fell in love with, and now I'm a full-fledged Cody fan. And when we could go back to WrestleMania 38, where he came back home and he faced Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 38. I said, if he ever comes back, I'll buy a shirt. Unbeknownst to me, don't ever fucking order something when you're half asleep. Because guess what I did? I mistakenly ordered two of his shirts. The one that has his emblem and the one that has the dog. I know. Cute, right? So, fast forward, he hurts his shoulder. All right. We get the word that he hurt his shoulder, and we were like, uh-oh, what is he going to do at Hell in the Cell? He fought, and he wanted to wrestle. Great. He took the jacket off. Instantaneously, I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad for him. And I know the pain he's going through. Okay. Shit. It's happened. And then when WrestleMania 39 came around, it only solidified when he picked up his daughter. And, being a parent, it fucking changes your heart, I swear to Christ. But I'm telling you, go watch it. It'll change your thought process on him. You will see him in a new light. And you know what? He's got my respect. He's got it full 100% now. I'm a fan of his. Going into tonight's match with him, let's see. I'm hoping that it's going to be Cody to pick up the win, but with Brock Lesnar in the mix and Vince McMahon being who he is, Um, that's going to be a crapshoot type situation. But I'm also going. Almost forgot about Vince McMahon. Oh, Vince McMahon! I never forget about him. I shouldn't. He's an asshole. I'm not going to say too much on this because I don't know everything and I don't know what's going on. But he goes and gets a search warrant. Another one. It's crazy. It's crazy. I would be completely fucking floored if it's fucking Stephanie and Linda. They got the most to gain from this because once that fucking goddamn ink is dry on the contract to sell WWE, Linda's gonna present her divorce papers. She gets half of everything. So in that divorce thing, the whole deal is that you're going to step down. You're going to officially retire, and you cannot go back. If you do, there's going to be provisions. That means she'll get more money. So basically, she'll probably sacrifice a lot of her due money to get her daughter back into power, where we will be rewarded. And please don't tell me, oh, family members wouldn't do that. Yes, they would, especially them. Especially a woman knowing that her father was a rapist. All right? Because some of those women didn't want to sleep with Vince, okay? They were forced to. That's rape. Please know the fucking definition, okay? So they go and they do this. I would laugh. I would fucking take my coffee, get my bowl of popcorn. I'd sit for days looking at that. And then he gets back surgery. And supposedly, he's not doing anything. That's what you have a cell phone. He's sitting right now in probably bed or sitting out on a lounge chair, sunning himself, running Summerslam right from Connecticut. Or you can hire a fucking doctor, hire a team of medical staff. I mean, he employs medical staff for his superstars. What makes you think that he doesn't say, you know what, you're going to come here, grab me, and we're going to fly to Detroit, and I'm going to run SummerSlam. Very simple, people. But yeah, he's a disgusting piece of human garbage. And for the people who support him and think, oh, he needs to be back because he's the owner and everything like that, you are guilty by association, so you support a rapist. Now, I'm not condoning rape or anything like that, but I'm also not, I'm going to sit here and tell you, I'm going to give you a little secret into my personal side of this. Now, this is Melissa talking. I'm a very sexual being, all right? I am into very kinky things, meaning like my mate needs to be dominant. I'm a submissive. I'm not going to go into the types of it, but I like to be manhandled in bed, all right? To the point that it's almost rape. But that's being consensual. The shit that he does is not consensual, and it's disgusting. So for everybody that is supporting him, you're just as bad as he is. Now let's go here. Please, before we go into Monday Night Raw run through. Please do me a favor and go check me out on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and I said Instagram, yeah. And before I get completely loosey here, please follow me on Threads, Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. All Mel's Snapchat. All right. Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw had an exciting night of action as Cody Rhodes will go face to face with Brock Lesnar one last night before their clash at SummerSlam. Sami Zayn will team up with Seth Rollins to face the Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest. So we have Maxine Dupree versus Valhalla. We'll hear from Logan Paul. Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins versus the Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest. And we have the face-to-face. Logan Paul starts off the show by welcoming the audience to Raw. He then insults the crowd. He says he is here for Ricochet. He says he attempted to introduce Ricochet to the audience and build some built some hype around their match, but he was he was sneak attacked. He said Ricochet made a spectacle out of this whole thing while he was down. Paul said he's going to beat Ricochet in the most viral match in WWE history. Ricochet music played and he walks out to the ring. He says he was in his live stream last week, but he is in his head this week. He accuses Logan of trying to spin the story to make himself a good guy, but he's not a good guy. He said their match at SummerSlam will be box office, but he needs to say something. He said he respects that Logan is a great athlete. Logan says he appreciates that. He says Ricochet is one of the greatest to do it until he showed up. He said he started at the Royal Rumble. Started at the Royal Rumble when he made them go viral. He asked for their spot to be played on the large screen. Logan says they are going to put on a hell of a match and offers a fist pump. Ricochet fist pumps him. He is about to leave and Logan stops him to say that Samantha Irving, who is Ricochet's fiancée, announces him as the winner. Ricochet takes down Logan. Ricochet hits an enziguri. Ricochet goes for a dive but is taken out by Logan with a punch. And that was at the end of the segment. Imperium is interviewed backstage. Gunther says he doesn't like living in the past. He says he is disappointed by Kaiser because he could have stopped all of this last week. He said he will take Drew McIntyre. He will take it out of Drew McIntyre, but he's not here. He says Kaiser has a chance to redeem himself against Matt Riddle. He said he will end McIntyre once and for all at SummerSlam. We have our first match, and it's Matt Riddle versus Ludwig Kaiser. The match begins, and Riddle takes down Kaiser. Kaiser fights back and attacks Riddle in the corner. He goes to work on Riddle. Riddle with a gut-wrench suplex. He attacks Kaiser in the corner. Riddle sent into the post. Kaiser sent him out of the ring. He hits an uppercut on Riddle and sends him into the ring. Riddle sends Kaiser out of the ring and hits a floating bro. We come back from commercial break. Riddle with an overhead kick. He attacks Kaiser with forearms and an exploder suplex. He hits a Broton. Riddle with a German suplex. Cover 1-2 kick out. He hits another Broton. He goes for it again. Kaiser gets the knees up. Kaiser with a clothesline. Kaiser slams him onto the mat and he kicks him into the chest. Riddle comes back with a ripcord knee and a fisherman suplex. Vinci gets on the apron. Riddle knocks him down and hits a powerbomb followed by a knee to the face. Cover 1-2 kick out. Both men exchange strikes. Riddle hits a drop kick. He climbs to the top rope and goes for a moonsault and misses. Kaiser hits a running enziguri and follows it up with a DDT for the win. Ludwig Kaiser picks up the win. Maxine Dupree is shown getting hyped for her match against Valhalla, who is shown in a trance. We come back from commercial break. Byron interviews Logan Paul, who says he gave Ricochet a small taste of what will happen at SummerSlam. He said their match will be one of the most viral matches in WWE history. Maxine Dupree versus Valhalla. The match begins and Valhalla with a shotgun knee. She then attacks Maxine. Maxine comes back with a couple of arm drags. Valhalla comes back with a knee, cover 1-2 kick out. Valhalla goes to work on Maxine, but Maxine comes back with a fisherman suplex. She attacks Valhalla in the corner. Maxine hits a caterpillar. She then climbs to the top rope and hits a crossbody. Cover, but Eric distracts the referee. A brawl breaks out on the outside. Gable hits a moonsault. Valhalla attacks Maxine from behind and goes for a suplex, but she escapes and hits an electric chair for the win. Maxine Dupree picks up her first official win on Monday Night Raw in her first match. Judgment Day goes out to the ring. But when we come back from commercial break, we have Shinsuke Nakamura backstage. And Tommaso Ciampa comes in and says they have a problem and he's going to fix it. He said he's ready to fight anyone and gain some momentum. He said he will win the SummerSlam Battle Royal. Nakamura said he will win the SummerSlam Battle Royal. What do they get this Battle Royal? A lifetime supply of Slim Jim with a fucking cardboard cutout of the Macho Man? We get back down to the ring. Judgment Day in the ring. Rhea says Raw doesn't start until they say it does. She says they have no problem putting people on the shelf because no one is going to stop them. Damian Priest then lists the people they have hurt. He then says nobody can stop the Judgment Day. Priest says if Sammy and Seth show up, he and Dominic will make sure they don't leave the arena whole. Balor says Rollins comes out and acts insane. He says insanity is waking up every day for 7 years seeing the scars that he inflicted on him. Balor says he will inflict scars on Rollins and will make him feel better. Dominic then says he's bringing back the Mysterio name, or should I say the Mysterio name. Rhea and Dominic is going to bring some pride to the Mysterio name. She then advises anyone who wants to get in their way should run and hide, or else they will end up in rehab. So then Raquel Rodriguez, oh my God, if they would have made the match, there would have been no fucking story built. I'm sorry. This needs more. Okay? It's called foreplay. Okay? So remember, this is an adult show. Raquel Rodriguez music comes on and she comes out and they brawl in the ring, her and Rhea. She sends Ripley out of the ring. She sends Rhea into the barricade and the post. Dominic distracts her. Rhea attacks the injured leg. Rhea continues to attack the injured knee. And that was the end of that segment. We have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Tommaso Ciampa. And right after I hear that, it was like black and gold. Like whispers of black and gold. Black and gold. You know? So, before that, we have Alpha Academy backstage, and Gable says Maxine represented them well. They are joined by Imperium and Gunther. Says Gable turned what Kaiser did earlier into a joke. Maxine reminds them of Gable and Onus's promise. Gunther says Gable is not worth his time. Kaiser says he wouldn't last 5 minutes in the ring with Gunther. Gunther says he won't need 5 minutes. Gable accepts and asks Gunther to leave his stablemates in the back. Ciampa is in the ring. The match and Nakamura. The match starts and Nakamura attacks Ciampa in the corner. Ciampa comes back with a backbreaker. He then hits a drop kick. Nakamura fights back against Ciampa. He kicks Ciampa in the chest. Nakamura sends him into the ring. Ciampa rocks Nakamura with a knee. He hits him with another knee. We come back from commercial break. Nakamura with an enziguri. He hits a sliding German suplex. Cover 1-2 kick out. Ciampa hits a draping DDT. Cover 1-2 kick out. Ciampa goes for the fairy tale ending, but Nakamura rolls him up and Shinsuke Nakamura wins. We go to the back where Raquel is getting checked out by doctors. Pierce comes in and tells her she is not cleared for a match against RHEA, but she can have her match when she's cleared. She'll probably be cleared, not this Monday, but the following Monday, so we can start the build for their match. So Brock Lesnar's music plays. He goes to the ring. Brock starts by introducing himself to the crowd. He said this Saturday he will get paid to fight Cody Rhodes. He said this Saturday Cody gets paid to get beaten by Brock. He then invites Cody to come to the ring and shakes his hand. He then says if Cody doesn't shake his hand, he will see him Saturday, and he gives him 5 seconds before he leaves. So Cody comes out. Cody offers his hand for a handshake, and Brock shakes his hand. Brock shoves Cody on his way out of the ring. Cody dives onto Lesnar. Brock slams him into the post. He then hits Cody with the steel steps. Brock does the same thing again. He hits him a third time with the steel steps. He comes back and sends Cody into the ring and hits him with an M5. Gunther versus Chad Gable. The match begins with, this was supposed to be like if you have 5 minutes to beat him and whatnot, but it ended up not being, and then they extended the match basically. So that was the whole precipice of the whole situation. But I'll get through the details of the match right now. The match begins with Gunther knocks Gable down. He stomps Gable. Gunther hits a body slam. Cover 1-2 kick out. He attacks Gable in the corner. Gunther chops down Gable. Gunther goes for a powerbomb, but Gable locks in the ankle lock. Gunther powers out of it. He locks in the sleeper hold on Gable. Gunther goes for a powerbomb, but Gable sends Gunther out of the ring, and as the time runs out, Gunther grabs the mic and says the match is not over. He demands more time added onto the clock. The announcer announces that the match will continue. Chad hits a drop kick. We go to commercial break. Gable tries to fight back, but is stopped. Gunther sets Gable on the top rope, but he comes back with an armbar. Gable with a drop kick. He locks in an armbar again. Gunther powers out of it and hits a German suplex. Gunther climbs on the top rope, but Gunther hits a suplex. Gable hits a German suplex on Gunther. Gunther comes back with a clothesline. Cover 1-2 kick out. Gunther with multiple chops on to Gable. Gunther hits a powerbomb for the win. Gunther is the winner, and that's the way it should have been. Gunther gets on the mic and asks the fans to get used to him celebrating his success. He will not lose the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. He says he will end Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. Rollins and Sammy end up getting prepped for their match, and later on in the evening, Becky goes out to the ring. Come to commercial break. Byron interviews Cody Rhodes, who says Lesnar could break his arm, but he will bring the same level of brutality at SummerSlam when he shatters Brock. Becky's in the ring, and she says she has done and said everything to get her rematch, and now there is nothing left to do. She can't think of a better time than now. Then she calls out Trish Stratus. Trish comes out. Trish says she was about to do this match, but nobody tells her how to fight. She said Becky will get her rematch, but she will decide. She says it's not a cheater who won't cheat out her rematch. Adam Pearce interrupts and says the match is going to happen tonight, and he asks the referee to come out for the match. So we have Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. The match starts. Becky Lynch attacks Trish. Zoe gets in the ring, and it's a disqualification. Becky, then after the entire situation, Becky sends Trish over the barricade. Zoe attacks her from behind. Becky sends her into the post. Trish attacks Becky with a steel chair. After commercial break, Trish and Zoe are worked backstage. Pierce tells them it's unacceptable. He says they will face each other with Starks barred from the ringside in 2 weeks. There's your women's match for Winnipeg. Main event time. Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins versus the Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio, and Damian Priest. Before the match begins, Rollins and Sammy attack the Judgment Day and a brawl breaks out. Sammy dives onto Priest. Rollins hits a suicide dive on Balor and chases him backstage. Back from commercial break. Dominic attacks Rollins in the corner. Rollins slams Dominic onto the turnbuckle. Rollins tags out and Sammy attacks Dominic. Priest tags in and attacks Sammy. Sammy tags out and Rollins continues to attack Priest. Priest with an uppercut to Rollins. Dominic tags in and attacks Rollins. Priest tags in and kicks Rollins in the face. Rollins is sent to the apron. Balor comes back and sends Rollins into the post. We come back from commercial break. Rollins tags out Sammy. Rollins tags out and Sammy attacks Priest. He hits a clothesline on Priest. Sammy sends Priest outside the ring. He then dives onto Priest. He sends Priest into the ring and hits a tornado DDT. Cover 1-2. Dominic makes the save. Priest tags out. Dominic goes for a 619, but Sammy catches him with a clothesline. Sammy tags out Seth, hits a sling blade. He then dives onto Priest multiple times. Rollins sends Priest into the ring. He hits a super kick. Rhea distracts the referee, and Dominic takes advantage. Sammy takes out Dominic. Rhea distracts Sammy, and Balor drop kicks him. Rollins climbs to the top rope, but Priest hits a razor's edge on Rollins. He asks Balor to get him the contract. Balor hands him the contract. Rollins super kicks and hits a stomp for the win. Winner Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn. And that's the end of Raw. Before we go into SmackDown, please, while you're here, like, share, subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications so when you see me either go live when I can or upload a video, you know about it. SmackDown. SmackDown was SmackDown. It was a go-home show. We're already hyped for SummerSlam, so they didn't really need to do too much. Oh, excuse me. My tablet is slow. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. SmackDown is set to feature LA Knight taking on Sheamus in a preview of the upcoming SummerSlam Slim Jim Battle Royal. Jey Uso is making an appearance to promote SummerSlam main event with Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman is going to give the rules of the tribal combat, along with Solo Sikoa, Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair, all appearing before their triple threat women's championship match. So we start off with SmackDown. LA Knight making his entrance to a monster pop, as we all expect, as Michael Cole referenced the immense crowd support for LA Knight has Knight rightfully been received. LA Knight enters the ring and grabs the mic, and crowd chants his name. Knight referenced the SummerSlam Battle Royal. He calls the current field of group of stooges. LA Knight calls Sheamus a pasty goof who has done it all, and tonight there will be one more thing to add to his resume, getting beat by LA Knight. So this was a really fucking good match. So our opening match begins with Sheamus hitting a knee strike to a huge boos so Sheamus got booed last night from the crowd. Sheamus plays the crowd booing and hits a shoulder tackle. The two lock up, and Sheamus hits another shoulder tackle before LA Knight pops up and hits an elbow strike to a huge pop. LA Knight ducks under and a lariat, and LA Knight hits a running crossbody to send both wrestlers over the top rope. Various wrestlers in the upcoming battle royal come out to the ring. Sheamus gets back in the ring and goes for the 10 beats of the Batarang, but LA Knight breaks free and gets Sheamus on the apron. Sheamus grabs LA Knight and hits the white noise on the ring apron, the hardest part of the ring. Come back from commercial break. The opening match continues with Sheamus having LA Knight in a chin lock on the mat. LA Knight gets to his feet and breaks free of the hold. Sheamus goes for a slam, but LA Knight counters with an inverted DDT. Sheamus and LA Knight trade punches before LA Knight hits a big power slam. LA Knight hits a signature elbow drop and picks Sheamus up and plants him with a facebuster. Knight covers for a 2 count. Knight goes for a BFT, but Sheamus counters with a roll-up for a 2. Sheamus puts LA Knight on his shoulders and climbs up to the top rope and hits a white noise from the middle rope. Sheamus covers, but LA Knight kicks out at 2. Sheamus locks LA Knight into Texas Cloverleaf, but LA Knight is able to crawl to the bottom rope to force the break. Sheamus climbs to the top rope, but LA Knight leaps up to the top rope to mean it cannot stick the landing. LA Knight climbs back up. Sheamus and LA Knight both slip. Fucking Sheamus is a fucking slick willy here. He was fucking sweaty from here to Kingdom Come. You can get that fixed, Sheamus. Lessen it down. Seriously. As you expect, the brawl breakout of all the wrestlers at ringside. The Miz hits a big boot and taunts the crowd. Sheamus grabs him and hits Miz with the 10 beats of the Batarang off the distraction. LA Knight gets a roll-up for a 2. Sheamus gets up and hits Miz with a bro kick. Following this, LA Knight hits a BTF and covers for a 3. That little spot, there could have been some sweat on the ropes. There could have been something on LA Knight's boots. It's happened before. So relax. We go to commercial break live with the Brawling Brutes and the OC in a screaming match backstage. Anna Pierce gets in between them and demands them to go to the ring. If they want to fight, Gallows and Anderson, as well as Butch and Ridge Holland, all leave as the area as the tag team match has been made official. Sorry, I'm brain farting today. We got a video package of hyping up SummerSlam match between Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes, and after that, Butch and Ridge Holland make their entrances for the upcoming match. We come back from commercial break. We have the Butch and Ridge Holland versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The match begins with Holland hitting Gallows with various strikes. Gallows hits a shoulder tackle and Holland goes for a lift. Gallows goes to lift up Gallows, but Gallows stays on his feet and hits a running splash in the corner. And Anderson tags in. Holland hits a double underhook slam and Butch tags in the match. Butch grabs Anderson's arm and snaps his fingers before stomping on Anderson's elbow on the mat. Butch blocks in an armbar. Anderson crawls to the corner and to tag in Gallows, who gets in the ring and plants Butch with a powerbomb. The match continues with Anderson having Holland in a side headlock down on the mat. Holland is able to get to his feet, but Anderson sends him back down with a kick to the legs. Anderson taunts Holland with kicking him in the face. Holland gets to his feet and hits a lariat before tagging Butch in. Butch hits a lariat and goes for a cover, but Gallows runs in to break it up, which caused Holland to enter the ring and hits a back body drop to Gallows. Butch hits Anderson with a insecurity, but the match is stopped by the Street Profits, dressed in full suits, running in the ring, taking out everyone, including Angela Dawkins, hitting a huge powerbomb to Gallows. Butch runs in and Dawkins hits a shoulder tackle, launching Butch into Ford's arm, where Ford hits a back suplex. This spot looked incredible, and the crowd loudly cheered for their new looks. Now, Private Party, you can have your look back. We got a better version of you. The Street Profits are met at the top of the ramp by Bobby Lashley, who comes out to support Dawkins and Ford. The three pose at the top of the ramp as the crowd chants for them. We come back from commercial break. SmackDown returns with Paul Heyman in the ring. Heyman says that this is not what Roman Reigns wanted. Heyman says if you want to place blame to what happened to Jimmy Uso, everyone can blame Jey Uso. Heyman says that the former right-hand man has pushed Roman Reigns to this. And what it has happened to Jey tomorrow will be his fault of Reigns. Heyman says Reigns will have no remorse, no regret, as Reigns is entering a match called Tribal Combat. Side note, Jay's son is itching for chores from Heat of Kingdom Come. Keeps choosing Uncle Joe. I would have kept his ass at home. He ain't coming to Detroit. I'll take one of my other kids. Heyman shows a video package that runs down the historical significance of the tribal combat to the list of Samoans. The video features WWE Hall of Famers Rikishi and Hoffa discussing the significance of Ulafala, the garland around Roman's neck, worn by those Samoan warriors. We go back to Heyman, who says that Jey will never be the tribal chief, and that the only spoiler we'll give him for tomorrow night. At this point, Heyman is interrupted by Jey Uso making his way down to the ring as Heyman looks distraught. So if he wins, is he going to get that Garland? It better be. If they're going to put the titles on him, he better get the same fucking treatment as Roman Reigns. Then if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be pissed, and you'll know about it. Jey says that tomorrow night tribal combat is happening, but what Heyman forgot to mention that is Jey is bringing passion, the spirit of his ancestors, his family, and that he will be Reigns and become the new tribal chief. Following this, Solo Sikoa music hits. Solo then makes his way out to the ring. Heyman holds Sikoa back. Jey says Sikoa will always be his brother and he will always forgive him. Jey says Reigns is telling Sikoa the same thing that he used to tell Jey. Heyman tries to dismiss that. Jey says Jey is saying, but is stopped when he sees the look on Sikoa's face. Heyman tries to talk to Sikoa directly before Sikoa screams at Heyman to get out of the ring. Off the distraction, Jey hits Sikoa with a super kick that knocks him out of the ring. Jey Uso then leaves the ring with heads to the back. Austin Theory is interviewed backstage. Theory says that Santos Escobar injured his mentor, and that next week when he beats Escobar, he will dedicate his win to Rey Mysterio. But tonight, he will crush Cameron Grimes' dreams. Come back from commercial break. We have Cameron Grimes versus Austin Theory. The match begins with a lockup. Theory hits a power slam and taunts Santos Escobar, who stands on top of the ramp, being restrained by WWE officials. Off this distraction, Grimes hits a cave-in and covers, but Theory's foot is on the rope, forcing the break. Theory rolls out of the ring, and Grimes hits a tope suicida and then throws Theory into the barricade. Grimes throws Theory back into the ring and hits a flying crossbody. Grimes covers for a 2 count. Grimes hits a big power slam and covers, but Theory kicks out at 2 again. Theory goes for a crossbody, but caught in midair with a big scoop slam. Grimes goes up top, but Theory hits the ropes to knock Grimes down. Theory hits an 8 count down, and covers for the 3. Austin Theory wins. After the match, Santos Escobar runs to the ring and hits Theory with the Phantom Driver. Come back from commercial break. SmackDown returns and sets up the Grayson Waller effect and plugs SummerSlam for the Battle Royal, presented by Slim Jims, and welcomes his guest tonight, Bayley and Io Sky. As soon as the team gets in the ring, Bayley correctly tells Waller that Ding Dong Hello is a superior show. Waller asks Sky if she's going to cash in her Money in the Bank. Bayley answers the question and says none of these idiots deserve to know the strategy. Audio of Shotzi laughing played in the background in the PA system. Bayley panics and goes to leave the ring. Waller laughs and makes it clear this was planned thing. Bayley denies that, and she was even afraid. And when Shotzi music plays again, and she gets trolled, as Io runs out of the ramp to interject, it wasn't her at all. Shotzi is not on the tank. Shotzi is in the ring standing behind Bayley. Bayley tries to apologize before a punch that Shotzi counters and knocks Bayley to the mat. As Io Sky just stands at the top of the ramp, obvious, I guess, Shotzi pulls out an electric shaver and chases Bayley through the crowd. The person that was in the tank was Io Sky's opponent, Zelina Vega. So we have this match next. SmackDown, we comes back from commercial break. SmackDown returns with this match underway. A double lariat spot leaves both wrestlers down on the mat. They both get to their feet and trade forearm strikes before Vega slams Sky headfirst into the turnbuckles. Vega goes on top and hits a meteor. Vega is starting to do more of Sasha Banks through and through, Mercedes Varnado. Vega covers for a 2 count. Vega goes for a code red, but Sky breaks free and hits a backbreaker to Vega. Sky goes for the top rope, but gets distracted by Shotzi and Bayley fighting at the top of the ramp. Vega takes advantage and hits a powerbomb on Vega, allowing the code red and getting the Vega the 3 count. Winner, Zelina Vega. So we go to commercial break. We have our main event. She Uso versus Solo Sikoa. Our main event begins with a lockup. Sikoa hits a shoulder tackle and follows up with a headbutt. Sikoa tosses Jay out of the ring, and Sikoa slams his head off the announce table before clearing off the table. Sikoa goes for a slam Jay through the table, but Jay breaks free and hits a super kick. Jay slides back in the ring and hits Sikoa with a tope suicida. We come back from commercial break. Our main event continues with Sikoa hitting a huge uppercut, followed by a Samoan drop. Sikoa goes for a Uranagi. I'm sorry for you. I see you, and I think it's a Uranagi. Solo goes for a Umaga splash in the corner, but Jay gets out of the way. Jay hits a kick to the midsection, but its momentum is halted by a big lariat from Sikoa. Jay goes to the top rope and hits a flying crossbody. Jay goes for a corner splash, but Sikoa counters with a spinning heel kick. Sikoa goes for a Samoan spike, but Jay Uso ducks and hits a super kick. Sikoa hits a super kick of his own. Jay bounces back and hits a spear. Roman Reigns spear. Jay goes to the top and hits a Uso splash. Jay covers for a 3, and Jay Uso wins. I think that's his big win, and I think it's going to be a weird ending somehow. After the bell, Sikoa gets up and hits Jay from behind. Sikoa throws Jay out of the ring and grabs a chair. Jay super kicks the chair into Sikoa's face before grabbing the chair and hitting Sikoa multiple times with it. Jay knocks Sikoa over the barricade, and Jay Uso stands tall on the announcer table as SmackDown goes off the air. And that is that. That is that. That is that. That is that. Now for the picks. But before we do that, please go check me out on Threads, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, and TikTok. All Mel's Mel Chat. All right. Let's start off with Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. I'm taking Cody Rhodes. And I just had my pen. Here it is. Fantastic. And if my pen would work. Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. I think it's going to be a fuck finish. And I believe that Roman will retain. Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler in an MMA fight. I'm looking forward to this. I want to see what it's going to be like. I'm going to take Shayna Baszler because Ronda is leaving. This is probably going to be her last match in WWE. For the WWE Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Asuka in a triple threat match. I want Asuka to win so badly, but I have a feeling Flair is going to win and Io is going to fail her cash in. Logan Paul, whatever, versus Ricochet, and I think Logan Paul is going to win. For the Intercontinental Championship, we have Gunther versus Drew McIntyre, and I'm going to take Gunther. For the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor. I'm going to call an upset tonight. Finn Balor. If Finn doesn't win, Damien's going to cash in. The winner of the Battle Royal, I can care less. It's not gonna do me anything. It's not going to do me anything. And I don't even know what the fuck this is. Give me a second. I threw it down the other day and I never fucking opened it. Never shopped with fucking Kohl's. So that is that. That is that. I want everybody to have a great SummerSlam evening. I will be back here at some point tomorrow. I'm hoping that I can go live early in the morning so I can get this out and I don't have to worry about uploading it and everything like that. But please go check out episode 301, which was on Thursday. I uploaded it then. I also have lots more content, so go check it out. Remember to like and share and subscribe. Turn on the bell for notifications so when I upload or go live when I can, you'll know about it. Please do me a favor. Go check out harrys.com. Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. And go check out HOG Wrestling and HOGWrestling.net. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day and enjoy SummerSlam. Love you all.